It's neat and it's sweet, it's a ding-dong treat, knitting socks for little feet.
I think Dennistoun gets it wrong. People see it the wrong way, I think. I think Dennistoun is much better than some people think it is, you know.
Just sitting with your knitting all day long. You know, knitting's friendly and knitting's fun. Knitting's good for everyone.
I've really become particularly fond of Dennistoun. The people couldn't be more friendly, they couldn't be more helpful, and through that I have now joined the knitting group.
And that is why we sing this knitting song. It's knit one, purl two.
What's a dozer going to do with a gold darn ball of yarn?
They kind of sort of know if there's something wrong with you when you're in, if you're sitting too quiet. They'll ask you, are you all right? Things like that. Are you not feeling well? You know, so you just open up and tell them whatever, you know.
Stitch 3, drop 4. Pitch that knitting out the door. For myself personally, it is to get among women who like the same thing as I do, is knitting, because there isn't a lot of knitters nowadays, I don't think. And I was quite pleased when I met Jeanette in the knitting shop one day, and she said there's a group on in the library. We do live ourselves, so it's nice for one afternoon to go out and mix with other people, you know. So I think loneliness has a lot to do with the knitting group as well. It bucks you up in that day, you know.
We didn't have a telly.
We had a
Yeah,
50p
radio.
telly.
They put the money in.
I had
You'd
one
rather
of
leave
them
it
as
all
well.
for a while.
So did I.
It was sixpence we put in the back.
Then my ma would get skint and just read it.
It helps me because now at my age I don't go out very much. So it gets me out, and they're all nice people, and for by that we get our tea and a cake, which is very enjoyable.
You just knit into the stitch and do 2 stitches in the 1 stitch. But when you're decreasing, you don't knit 2 together. You slip 1, knit 1 and pass the slip stitch over. And that, I think, is what gives you the fancy edge. And plus the fact we can get a lot of things off our chest in a small group. And it's quite helpful at times. They're very supportive if you're anything wrong, like that lady that's gone in for an operation. We've got flowers for her and all good wishes, and she can talk about it to us where maybe she can't talk about it to family. It's a different atmosphere.
A big white calcium one. I take 2 a day, one in the morning, one at night.
I've never had any serious problems all the years I've lived in Dennistoun, you know. So I think Dennistoun does get the wrong, people get the wrong impression of Dennistoun, I feel personally.
There's a green, there's a red, there's a knot in my thread. A knitter needs his noggin read.
You don't come round and speak to me of yarn. You can knit all day and nothing fits. 'Cause only nitwits like to knit.
There was a referendum for a start, and there was the games all in 2014.
I thought it was amazing to see all the different people, you know, different cultures.
I have noticed quite an impact in the building of new houses and the refurbishment of the older properties and the clearing up.
It was a good time for the games, it was a busy place at the time and everything, but it didn't really make much difference to me, particularly, you know.
I think it has made quite a difference to Dennistoun. It looks a lot cleaner.
Part of the route that the Commonwealth Games took, that some of the athletes came through Dennistoun, and that in itself was quite spectacular. The atmosphere was fantastic.
It had to give me the kiss of life there.
Oh, we managed that. As long as it wasn't that punching and banging in your chest.
Aye.
I gave you a kiss, but no.
Yeah.
Well, on a personal level, actually, I didn't always vote when I should have, but I was determined to vote because of the referendum.
Politics don't appeal to me in any way at all, you know, because I always feel that politicians, they're for their own benefit, not ours.
I found it was very difficult to decide how to vote because I really was scared to vote yes and I was scared to vote no.
For me, it was powerful in that it made me go and vote.
So I didn't make up my mind till the morning I went to vote what I was actually going to do, you know. I think it was exciting, you know, and it would have changed Scotland altogether had we got a yes vote, you know.
It brought home politics more to people that don't generally pay much attention to them, and it made them think more deeply whether they wanted to stay Scottish or whether to become British. You find, I think, in Scotland, if people ask you, if you're abroad, for instance, they say, where do you come from? You don't say Britain, you say Scotland. And I think the referendum made more people think Scotland.
Knitting needles just ain't worth a darn. Well, it's knit 1, purl 2.
Stitch 3, drop 4, pitch that knitting out the door.
I think it's most important that you do, or you could fall into sort of depression, because there is quite a lot of people that live there, it does get easily depressed, you know. So I think as long as you've got something like your knitting group, you'll not get that depression, you know. I think it's a great thing. I was only in here a few months when my sister died, and I got cards and everything from the ladies that I didn't even really know them at the time. I thought, how nice to be, you know, they feel for me that I've lost a sister, you know. And I thought it was lovely, you know. That kind of thing makes the knitting group, I think. They're very caring people when it comes to it, you know.
You know, and I says, I can even help you maybe a bit with it, you know. I says, but then I did an awful lot in it, and not so much now that the hands don't work.
I don't know, I just think it's the way we were brought up. You know, we don't mollycoddle each other, but we would help each other, we really do. Especially the knitting group. I mean, any time I've taken not well, they've came up with flowers and a card and everything, and that is true.
So it's me, is it? So we've got the green for the grass, which the dog's pooing. Is that okay?
White for the clouds, and it's also virginal, just like myself.
White and blue for the clouds and the darker blue for the sea when it's a nice sunny day.
Nice.
Purple and the glitter for all that glitters in Dennistoun, and that includes me.
If I was chocolate, I'd eat myself. I forget what to say. Oh yes, yellow for the daffodils that grows in the green grass of Dennistoun.
I have a purple, different shades of purple, which put me in mind of tartan.
I have pink to make the boys weak.
And I have heather colours for rolling in it. Rolling in the heather.
Blooming purple hair.
The narrative I would like to weave with Dennistoun is the community spirit in Dennistoun. I don't think it's shown enough in the area. There is a great community spirit if you could just see it, you know. So if you weave it, you could see it. So I think that would be good.
quite right. There's absolutely nowhere to sit, and that bit you're talking about in front of the post office, you know, that could be made into a lovely wee garden with nice seating areas, and you know, and it's a wee bit off the main road. And
you think of the people that are older that's living, and sometimes they need to stop for a little seat, but there's nothing to sit on. So either they end up sitting on maybe stairs. So there is definitely a place for seats in Dennistoun, everywhere.
Right up to election day, the referendum had been full of hope for me. But the 19th of September 2014 was vicious. Abuse, fighting in the street, folk ripped apart by their polar positions. We sat around shell-shocked. All the zip, the vigour, disappeared. I phoned my dad. It didn't make me feel any better. Normally I'm the positive, upbeat, naive one. He weighs in with years of experience and cynicism. But here he was, actually suggesting all the promises of the no camp would now be delivered. It felt really odd. I flatly said, I'll believe it when I see it. And then from somewhere, I don't know where, I said, we need to harness the amazing goodwill of the campaign. But we can't take it to Westminster. If they weren't listening then they certainly won't listen now. I don't even think the Scottish Parliament is the place to take it. If you want change, you have to reach out to what you can touch. And that was the beginning of my project Local Girl, a one-woman effort to be more present, to actually engage with the events, issues, neighbours, the place around about me. It's not about politics, but about people making change. That, to me, was the spirit of the referendum.
A few years ago, the film Taggart at the bottom of the street, it was Alec Knott and Phyllis Logan were sitting on a table just outside Tebow. So I decided I wanted in this, and I walked up and down and in and out and up and down, in and out, paper, bottle I am. Then when I watched the film, there was not a sign of me. Cut out completely. Anyway, that's life. But I'm quite happy in my mess. We know where everything is and we can find it. Well, that's a story anyway, I'm sticking to it. When I came to this area, I was warned by various people that I should be very, very wary of opening up a shop in the East End because you're going to get robbed at knife point and all the rest of it. It's absolutely true that when the media come to this area, they tend to look for the worst aspects instead of the good aspects, and there are plenty of good. There are an awful lot of hard-working, honest, very genteel people that live here. The New York Museum of Antiquities come round here and took photographs of this shop as one of these lost cause businesses, which I burst out laughing with, but he took photographs of it. He said, I'm going round shops like this, which won't be here in a few years' time, just to take photographs of them. I said, gee, thanks very much. Nice to be a dinosaur. These days have gone. Finished. Dead forever. The whole changes that have been made to televisions mean that they're not repairable. Well, yes. I make my living out of repairing straighteners, and that's what and if it wasn't for straighteners and things like vacuum cleaners and lamps and things like that, I wouldn't be here. Big thing, very big thing. Glasgow was the only city really that voted yes. I am a converted Tory to SNP, and although there's one or two things that I don't agree with, certainly there's a few aspects I don't agree with, but I was all for yes, and I was very, very disappointed when we didn't get independence. I personally was very, very upset at that. My wife wasn't. She was over the moon, but that's what democracy is all about, isn't it? It meant a lot to Glasgow, but they worked very, very hard in Glasgow, the Yes campaign. Very, very hard. I noticed that because the shop was just 3 doors along. In fact, I managed to salvage the sign. It might be used again. It might be used again. But maybe not in my years, but it may well. I think it will eventually come. I met people in here that were absolutely despondent, and one chap in particular who lived in one of these houses there was crying when Alex Salmond resigned. He said, we've lost the only honest politician there is, and we've lost him. And he was actually crying, physically. He was actually greeting. I wouldn't reach that stage, but he was actually crying. So it did mean a lot to a lot of people. When I first arrived here, I wasn't very happy. I didn't like the place, I didn't like the area, I didn't really know the people. After having worked here for 10 years and dealing with the people, I like them. And I would sum up what saying they are a good bunch. Is she not in? Is she not in? Give the door a rattle. Give the door a rattle. Is the door open? It's locked. She might. I didn't see her disappearing. These stories could go on forever. Could go on forever. I have, in actual fact, because I've been so long doing this business, you have all sorts of experiences with people. I've actually rolled in the street with a customer as well. It was a very interesting one.
Hi, troops. Hi there. Right, how have you been today?
Good.
Okay? Okay? Good. Good. Keep on doing what you're doing. Anyway, how would you describe Dennistoun in 3 words?
Fun, energetic, and there's always something going on.
What are you doing at the weekend?
What am I doing the weekend? This weekend? I'm just working this weekend.
Hi, Bally. Hi there. I'm very well. I'm very well. You're looking very handsome. Hi, Bob. Hiya. Hi there. Hiya. Give us a smile and a wave, everybody. Woohoo! It's looking very nice. Come out. Come out. No! Do you think my shop's looking good? I think your shop's looking very good. Fantastic. Well, it's certainly colourful, isn't it? So you've been getting your hair done, it's awful nice.
Aye.
It's lovely.
I just went and got my hair done today.
Aye.
Because I can't get my arms round to wash it now with the shoulders being dislocated at different times.
Jeez, oh.
Or if I 2 different dislocations, plus that broken ankle.
You what? Oh, for goodness sake.
That's how I've got to walk with a limp, and if it's dry weather and there's no dampness, I can walk more sprightly.
Oh, stranger, how are you? Get me a bottle of that bleach, shall you? You going to do yourself in? You going to do yourself a good turn? Have you got any wee trumpets you blow, the wee?
Well, that's
Sprigs you blow out? And
that's the ragmen's. The ragmen are finished now.
No, the wee paper trumpets you shoot out and come back again.
It used to be good when the old tenements were here and you moved up with all your old neighbours. And then they cleaned you all the years, you know. Aye. Well, I loved it.
Why do you need a trumpet?
The blows in.
And as I jumped off the bus, this foot, it went like that, and it snapped right at the front. And I knew I was going to fall and I couldn't stop myself. And I had shopping and everything. And here, it took 3 guys to lift me up. So they sat me in the bus shelter. And this wee boy, now it just shows you shouldn't judge anybody by their appearance. Cap on and looked dead rough. And I'll phone the ambulance, missus. I went, right son, thanks very much. And he phoned and he says, I'll just wait with you. I says, oh, I don't want to be keeping you back, pet. I said, do you stay far? He says, no, he says, I just stay in the steps. Well, steps, as you know, is a wee bit away. But you know, that kid stayed with me until the ambulance came. And he even lifted all the bags and handed them over to the ambulance crew.
That is the best bag in Glasgow. Is that not the best bag ever? How would you describe Dennistoun? 3 words.
There you go, there's 3 words, my kind of town.
Great.
No partying for me this weekend. Last weekend went wild, and last weekend I was drunk all weekend, so that was fun.
Why not?
Exactly.
Fantastic. Oh my God, what a handsome pair. Oh, fantastic. Great. Right, how can you describe Dennistoun in 3 words without swearing? 2 of my favourite customers from the shop. Let me see them. How would you... Right, David, describe Dennistoun to us without swearing.
Well, I've been here for 20 years now, and Dennistoun is on the up nowadays.
Absolutely.
And you couldn't meet kind of people. I mean, if I was to say to you, will you give me £5? You go right into your pocket and you give me 10.